In this video, we are going to be analysing SAVA. So to get straight into it, one thing I want to note before we go through the support and resistance levels is firstly why this stock is moving, and more likely than not, it's moving off the news that insiders keep buying shares. Now, one thing to note is you're seeing people like the CFO probably on decent money, but they're only buying up 2,500 shares. I mean, he only owns 20,000 shares, and in dollar terms, that's really not all that much for someone who is probably earning quite a lot and is quite high up in the company. So one thing it did cross my mind is when you see these smaller cap kind of stocks, sometimes they do buy their shares to kind of artificially increase the price. People see it, they see it as good news. They know they're going to have to file it because it's a legal requirement. Then it comes out, people see that as good news, they buy it up, prices increase, and sometimes they then dump it. So that's one thing just to note with this stock, is this could be the reason. Not saying it is, but just something that to think about, and it did cross my mind. If that's not a concern to you though, and you want to carry on trading this stock, what are going to be key support and resistances going higher? So as of right now, we have just broken our $38 resistance, and so if we continue up, we're looking at $45.50, with the one after that being at $48. If we break that, we expect some sort of a breakout to around $57 to around $60. And then we have a final level at $74. So these are going to be the key resistances to the upside. On the other hand, if we start to sell off, what are going to be key supports? And as we said, we have just broken this $38 resistance. So now we have a support at this $38.50. So this is key to note. What we did see with this level, we have kind of struggled on it, which you would expect coming into a deviation. You saw a pullback. That would have been the trade if you were looking to be a short bias on it. And now we've been able to break over it. However, we haven't had that retest that we would normally look for. So a move to 45, we'll probably see a pullback before going to that level. We would expect to pull back to at least 38.50 before continuing higher. But again, we would look for the same thing. If you're looking for the resistance levels 45, you see, even if it's a smaller pullback like this, in percentage terms, this is enough to get a good trade. I mean, you could have made 5% on this trade just by getting the short bias on it, and you see the resistance kicks in at that $38.50, and you'll see the same thing if we push up to this $45, $46 level. But if we do continue lower past that $38.50, we are paying attention to $32, $29, and then if we break that, we are definitely paying attention to that gap fill, because this will always be a key level. Gap fills tend to get filled, and it tends to be a buying pressure if it's to the downside. So definitely look out for that $20, and obviously that is a key psychological level, so you would expect some movement happening there anyway. And then you can also see at the 1960, we do also have statistical mean on the 6-month chart. So really this whole area is a key zone of support, so definitely be paying attention to this level if we sell off this hard. Then if we do continue lower than that, then really we don't have any levels till our 52-week low, which is $11, and then we have our $10 first deviation on the 6-month. If we break that, we have our final levels at $3.25 and 80 cents. Obviously, even the $3.25 and the 80 cents, probably not all that likely. I wouldn't be paying too much attention to those. Obviously, these lower levels at 10, definitely possible considering we were there near the 52-week low. So if we do push down that level, this would be a good place to probably start buying up if you were looking to get long on SAVA. And then, yeah, really just a key focus now is we would expect a pullback to this $38.50. If we come back and the level holds, then expect to push to $45.75. And on the other hand, if we break back below the 38, come back for that retest, and expect a move down to $31.50. Anyway, that is the breakdown. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why not drop a like and subscribe, and check out this analysis video here.